Hello everybody, this is Jose. Watching our friend here as I work, Mexicali fish keeper with one of our fish tube friends. This is my fish room here. Excuse the mess because I had to empty out a lot of the cabinets as I'm trying to do some work here and some reorganization of some things. So this is essentially my living room. All this mess that's there. I'm in the middle of fish treatment, water changes today, but I also want to reorganize this area here. This is my quarantine tank, breeding and treatment tank. These are the dogs and the girls' toys. I keep all my stuff here, this cabinet, the TV here. Basically behind the TV is just that space that I'm thinking that I can utilize. These are 7 tanks here. There's 320 gallons that are quarantine treatment and breeding tanks here. And there is certainly this cabinet I built. I wanted something that I can keep at eye level. And my wife said, why don't you just build a cabinet? And I bought this pre-made metal frame. I did a video previously on it. And but I have all the equipment behind it, all the tubing lines. And then underneath, I could create some space, which is where I have these 3 Haiger pumps. I am not sponsored by Haiger. These are all products that I have bought. But certainly there's a lot of clutters of wires and air tubing and so on that I'm just trying to fix a little bit. So I am going to just take those pumps out of the way so that I can drive these 7 tanks and also my 60-gallon tank here for air. These are 3 discus that I'm currently quarantined. I'm planning to use this Haiger pump. Again, I purchased it. It was not a free product. I've seen a few of you that have done videos about it, and I think this can suit me well to drive these 8 tanks with. Either I run a combination of sponge filters, some hang-on bags, and some additional air lines. Since these tanks are often medicated, I like to run additional air. So my idea is to fix this here, put in the pump behind the TV on a little, like I have the cable stuff there, just put in a little shelf there so that I can put the pump so that it'll be at level with the tank. So again, it doesn't have to push air that far up from here to here, so it'll be even more efficient if it's just running air at the same level without having to push air up. And then I'm also going to use this valve, which Branton from Branton Light Cap Aquatics, he sent me the link for this valve. I got it from eBay, so he sent me the link and I recently got it. And I have the larger air tubing now that I can connect from here to the pump. And then that way I can divide it among everything and have enough air lines that will just be kind of running at the same level as the tank are without having too much leak, and I can get rid of some of the clutter. Less clutter and removal of the pumps created more space. This piece is also going to remove is a 4-way splitter there for other equipment. The pump sits high up there, sort of at the levels of the tank, so it doesn't have to do that much work pushing up. So I'm able to provide provide enough air. Some of the pumps have sponge filters, others I put in additional air stone. Some of these are filtered by small hang-on back, and I have sponge filters on some of them. Since these tanks are often medicated, see the pump sits back there behind the TV and you really cannot see it or hear it. This pump, although it is powerful enough to provide for these 8 tanks, once you add additional air stone, or if you're planning to run additional tanks, I don't think, in my opinion, I don't think this may be the pump for you. You may need something stronger. This provides just enough for what I need for the amount. The 60 gallon that you see behind, it is filtered by an FX6. These discus here are in quarantine, and most of these fish are going to go to their more permanent home right now. These are all in quarantine, and again, you see I have small HOV in some of these. Larger one here for the 20 gallon where the discus are. This area back here, I'll show you a picture later. Also, it's a little bit neater and it doesn't have that much spaghetti running around. I think a little project like this, although it kind of provides a little better visual. You don't see a lot of the crap that was hanging around the back. That splitter valve for the air really made a big difference. These discus will be done with the quarantine process already. And these cories that are there, this was some that I got from David L. Fish Tanks. These are some Crevensis fry that are probably about 3 weeks right now. I just have the mother there. I noticed that when the father was there, some of the fry was disappearing, so or she was beating up on him. So he also provided, now you see more space for me here. And the pumps are on the right there to the side. They one on top of each other, so I'm able to fit the buckets and stuff there with a little bit more room. So this provided me cleaner space, air to the top and then to the bottom with the bottom layer of that. Some of them are partial, not fully open. The pump, it is at the max level, which is a 9, but this provided really a nice cleaner look for the whole area, which is just visually much better. Then you don't see anything behind them. I put this cardboard that you see on the right side of the tank. This is a plastic corrugated cardboard, which sometimes I would put in between when this gets to breeding, so that they don't see each other and they don't feel that their eggs are and fry are a threat. So other than the bubbling sound that you can hear sometimes, you could it's barely noticeable. I was able to get rid of all this extra tubing, and the four pumps are there. One is gonna go to one of my mother's tank, and I may repurpose one of them for one of the other tanks, so it's just dedicated for 1 or 2 air stones for a tank. So these are providing, again, as I said, enough airflow to some of them, but if you adjust to one, you take away from another. This is the before and after, minus that other stuff that's gonna come out. So the pump just sits high up there, and again, as you see, it's really not noticeable. I was able to take away this power strip there, hang it on the wall. It was previously on the floor behind the TV. You see between the left and the right, again, just a little bit more organized and visually looks better. This is, again, my living room, so the neater that looks, the neater the whole place looks. So again, this was a nice little project for organizing. Like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. This is always helpful to the channel, as everybody says. So I appreciate you looking and taking the time to check this out. If you find that any of the stuff is helpful, certainly they're worth ideas that one can try, certainly, to make things look a little bit better. So I appreciate you looking, and again, thanks a lot for checking out the channel. Then following this, you'll see a little area where the kind of general overall area looks like. There are other videos that you see where I say sharing my fish room. You can see more about the whole, better, neater look of the place without clutter. But this is just the general view coming up.